The midpoint formula in coordinate geometry is nothing but an extension of the section formula. Most people find it easy to use and simple to understand. However, if it is giving you some trouble, or if you want to see some live examples or how it is applied in coordinate geometry, then this video is definitely for you. So let's get into the video straight away. Come on, let's go. Hey guys, this is Vikas Sharma welcoming you on behalf of Exponent to Success to yet another of our videos. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, do subscribe to it right now and do not forget to click on the bell notification too. So let me start with the line segment straight away. We had done the section formula in the last video, and if you happen to miss that video on the section formula, then you must click on the link given in the top right corner of the screen. That will take you to the video straight away. Like I told you, the midpoint formula is nothing but an extension of the section formula. Therefore, it is important that we understand the section formula first. So let us start with the section formula straight away. Mostly we use the extension of a formula when we want to find out something more complicated, and in turn it makes the formula also more complicated. But here in the midpoint formula, when we are trying to derive the midpoint formula, we are starting from the section formula to find something which is easier to do, and therefore it makes the formula also easier. So let us understand what the section formula really is. So to start with that, let me name these points A and B. And if you remember the section formula correctly, you know that we had to find the coordinates of a point, say P, such that it divides the line segment AB in the ratio of K is to L. So that means AP is K units and PB is L units. So let us first start with the coordinates of these points. So we have taken the coordinates of A as x1, y1 and B as x2, y2. And we had assumed that the coordinates of point P would be x, y. And we had to find the coordinates x and y. So the section formula said that x is equal to lx1 plus kx2 over k plus l. And the y coordinates would be ly1 plus ky2 over k plus l. Now one thing which I told you in the last video was to not make a mistake when we are doing this, because this is very important that when we are doing this, we generally make a mistake. So always remember that ratio L, it is always cross multiplication. So L is being multiplied by x1 and K is being multiplied by x2. And also when finding the y coordinates of the point P, then we are multiplying L by the coordinate y1 and K by the coordinate y2. So always make sure that you are cross multiplying. So this is the section formula. Now let us look at the midpoint formula, how to do that. So let me take another line segment. Let me call it, say, PQ, and let me take the coordinates as the same, x1, y1 and x2, y2. Now we are looking for a point P such that, sorry, P won't work here because the line segment is PQ. Let me take a point M such that it divides PQ in the same ratio. That means M is the midpoint of the line segment PQ, which means that this PM will be equal to this, which is MQ. Now if the ratios of these we are taken as K and L, so let us take the same ratios here. But since M is the midpoint of PQ, we know that PM is the same as MQ. Therefore K is the same as L, which means that K is equal to L. Now if that is the case, then let us find out the x coordinates of the point M. So the x coordinates would be again lx1 plus kx2 over k plus l, and y coordinates would be ly1 plus ky2 over k plus l. We know from this equation that k is equal to L. Therefore what we are going to do is, in these x and y coordinates, we are going to substitute the value of k for L. So x coordinates will become lx1 plus k is equal to L, so I'll take that as lx2 over k is L, so L plus L. And y coordinates would be Ly1 plus k is equal to L, so Ly2, and k is equal to L, therefore L plus L. And if I simplify that, I get x coordinates as, I can factor out the L here, so it becomes L times x1 plus x2 over 2 times L. And here y coordinates become, again I'll factor out the L, so L times y1 plus y2 over 2L. And then we can cancel out these L, so this L and this L will get cancelled, and this L and this L will get cancelled, and what we are left with is the midpoint formula, which says that the x coordinates of the point M, which was x comma y, the x coordinates would be x1 plus x2 over 2, and y coordinates would be y1 plus y2 over 2. So that is the midpoint formula for you. Now the same could be done a little differently also, so I'll take these off. I don't need this. I'll just modify the formula a little bit. Now we know that M is the midpoint of PQ, which means PM and MQ are the same. So instead of taking the ratio K is to L, if they are both going to be the same, let me take it in the ratio 1 is to 1, since they are both equal. So let me start with the section formula once again. We know that the coordinates, the x coordinates of the point M would be Lx1 plus Kx2 over K plus L, and the y coordinates would be Ly1 plus Ky2 over K plus L. In this case, we know that K is 1 and L is also 1. So let me substitute those values in here. So the x coordinate will become 1 times x1 plus 1 times x2 over 1 plus 1. And the y coordinates will become 1 times y1 plus 1 times y2 over 1 plus 1. So that leaves me with x coordinates of x1 plus x2 over 2 and y coordinates of y1 plus y2 over 2. And that's what we get here. It's the same midpoint formula. So that's how simple it is, but it isn't time to leave the video yet because we are not done yet. I told you we are going to do some solved examples on it. We are going to solve some examples and see how the midpoint formula actually works. But before we jump into the examples, I wanted to ask you how you're finding the video so far. Don't you find the explanation very simple and easy to understand? Don't you find the midpoint formula very easy? Are you excited to do the examples yourself? Yes, that's what I would recommend, that you should do it yourself. So when I give you the example, you should just pause the video, find out the midpoint for yourself, then play the video and see if you got it right. And before we go there, just head down to the comment section and write in the comment, bring it on. That means we are ready to take the examples and you're ready to take whatever comes your way. So just type in the comment section, bring it on. Now for the example, let's head into a Cartesian plane straight away. So we have got the x-axis here, which is the horizontal line, and we have got the y-axis here, which is the vertical line. And we'll start with the triangle straight away. So let me take the triangle from here to here, and then from here to here, and from here to here. So this is the triangle that we have, and we want to find out the centroid of the triangle. Now you know what a centroid is? Centroid is the point which is inside the triangle, which is found by connecting all the medians of a triangle. And a median is a line segment which connects one vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side of the triangle. So if we are talking about side A, then the median would be a line segment starting from A and connecting to the midpoint of BC, because that is the side opposite to A. And a line segment starting from C connecting to the midpoint of AB would be another median of the triangle. So first let us find out what the midpoints are. And for that we need the coordinates of A, B and C. So let me start with the coordinates straight away. Now if we look at the coordinates of the point A, and if we drop a perpendicular to the x-axis, we know that it will meet at -4. So the coordinates of A would be -4. And if we drop a perpendicular to the y-axis, it will meet at -3. So the coordinates are -4, -3. Point B, if we drop a perpendicular to x, the x coordinate is 6 and the y coordinate would be -1. And for C, the coordinates will be on the x-axis it will be -1, and on the y-axis it will be +3. So these are the coordinates of point A, B and C. So we have to find the midpoint of AB, BC and AC. So all the three midpoints we need to find out. Okay, for AB, so we need to find the mid coordinates or the midpoint. For that we have to find out both the x coordinate as well as the y coordinate. So we would say that x will be equal to x1 plus x2. So x1 in this case would be -4 plus x2. So x2 is 6. So -4 plus 6 over 2, that will be the x coordinate, and y coordinate will be equal to -3, that is the first point, plus -1. So plus and minus becomes minus. So -3 minus 1 over 2. -4 plus 6 gives me +2. +2 divided by 2 gives me 1. And -3 minus 1 gives me -4 divided by 2 gives me -2. And therefore the ordered pair would be 1, -2. Then we are looking for the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment BC. So again the x coordinates would be x1 plus x2. So x1 in this case we'll take as x, or you can take it as -1 also. So it depends on you which you want to take as the first point, which you want to take as the second point. The order really doesn't matter because we are adding both of them, but just be careful about the signs that are there in the coordinates. For example, -1 here, -1 here, -4, -3. So whenever you are taking 4 and 3, you have to take the negative also along with that. So in this case we are taking B as the first point. So x1 would be 6, and we add to that the x2 which is -1. So it ultimately becomes 6 minus 1 over 2. And the y coordinates would be y1 plus y2. So y1, again the first point has to be this only, because in the x, for x we have taken this as the first point. So again y1 has to be -1 only. So -1 plus the y coordinates of the second point, which is +3. So -1 plus 3 over 2. And when we simplify this, 6 minus 1 is 5, and 5 over 2 gives you 2.5. And the y coordinates would be -1 plus 3 gives you +2. +2 divided by 2 gives you 1. So the ordered pair would be 2.5, 1. And then we are looking at the third point. So we are again looking at the x coordinate and y coordinate. Now x in this case would be x1 plus x2 over 2. So it doesn't matter which we take as x1, which as x2. Let me take this as x1 and this as x2, or maybe take this as x1 and this as x2. So it becomes -4, which is x1, plus x2, so which is -1. So -4 plus -1, so it becomes -4 minus 1 over 2. And y coordinates would be -3 plus 3. So -3 plus 3 over 2. So the x coordinates, when simplified, they give us -4 minus 1 gives us -5 over 2, and -5 over 2 is -2.5. And y coordinate -3 plus 3 gives me 0, and 0 upon 2 is 0. So the ordered pair hence would be -2.5, 0. Sorry, that's a very bad 5, but -2.5, 0. And now let us mark these points on the triangle. And if we look at the coordinates, the midpoint of the coordinates, the first point is 1, -2. So we look at 1 on the x-axis and then go 2 units down. So this is the point that we have, which is the midpoint of AB. And yes, it does look like a midpoint. It does look like AD is the same as DB. However, we are going to verify that, since we are going to find the centroid of the triangle. We know that all the medians should meet at the same point inside the triangle. So if they meet at the same point, then that means our midpoints are correct. And then the coordinates of the second point, which is the midpoint of line segment BC, would be 2.5, 1. So 2.5 on the x-axis would be somewhere here, and 1 unit up. So this is the coordinate, this is the point that we have. So that is the midpoint of the line segment BC. And the third line segment AC, we need to find the midpoint of that. So that is -2.5, 0. So -2.5 on the x-axis here is here, and 0 on the y-axis is here. So this is the point that we have, which is the third point. And then to find the centroid, all we have to do is to connect one vertex to the opposite line segment. So A we'll connect to the point E, B will connect to the point F, and C will connect to the point D. And you see that they are all meeting at a common point here in the center, and let us call that point as O. So you see that is the application of the midpoint formula. Here we did only one example, but we used the midpoint formula 3 times, and there are more or less like 3 examples. So one explanation plus 3 examples in one video. What more do you want? But I don't want to finish it here. I want to give you more than that. I have got some real life examples also which I want to share with you so that we can solve them together. And it is based on the section formula also, the midpoint formula also, and I won't forget the distance formula that we did in the first video. And if you haven't seen that video, you must click on the top right corner of the screen to take you to the distance formula video. And so we'll cover all three: distance formula, section formula, midpoint formula. But for that you'll have to wait for my next video, which is why you must click on my picture on the screen right here, because that will subscribe you to the channel. And while you are subscribing, you must click on the notification bell also, because that will make sure that you do not miss out on the next video at all. And I also highly recommend that you must click on the videos appearing on the screen right now, because they are there for your continued learning, and I can assure you they are going to be the best experience of your life. So take care. God bless.